Once again, we update our Bank Mutual scoreboard in the National League. Just one other game going on is now in the 8th inning at Citi Field in New York as the Mets lead the Rockies 4-0. Yohan Santana in line for win number 10. Jason Hamill still going for the Rockies. The Cubs and Giants wrap up a 4-game series later this afternoon at AT&T Park. That'll be Randy Wells 5-10, Matt Cain 9-9. 3 games tonight. Pirates and Padres once again from Petco Park in San Diego. And Zach Duke opposite John Garland. The Nationals have dropped their last 4. Meanwhile, the Marlins have won their last 3. They play again in D.C. Ricky Nolasco 12-8. Levi Hernandez 8-7. And the Dodgers and the Phillies once again from Philadelphia. Clayton Kershaw 10-7. Joe Blanton 4-6. American League, Red Sox 4, Blue Jays 1. That game now in the 6th. Lackey 10-7. Mills on the mound for the Blue Jays. Later on, Baltimore and Cleveland, White Sox and Twins, Yankees and Royals in KC. Oh, fans, you can help the Brewers and Quick Trip win the Pepsi Refresh Grant and build a Miracle League field in Milwaukee. Text Brewers to 76462. To vote online, the website miracleleaguemilwaukee.org. Every child deserves to play baseball. Text Brewers to 76462. We're set to go. Game for the Brewers and the Diamondbacks. Time now for the play-by-play with the call. Bob Uecker.
All right, Corey, thank you very much. And this broadcast once again is authorized by the Milwaukee Brewers Baseball Club. It is intended solely for the entertainment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast or other use without the expressed written consent of the Milwaukee Brewers Baseball Club is prohibited. Chris Young, who is 3 out of 11 in the series, will lead things off. He's batting .269 with 20 home runs and 68 runs batted in. Randy Wolf is set to work. Here's his opening pitch today, and it's off the outside corner. And the next offering is hit to the gap in left center. This is trouble, and it is going to get on the wall out there. And Young in the second base with a leadoff double. Well, Arizona's given the Crew all they can handle in this series. Hitting, fielding, pitching. They've done it all. And today are trying to complete a sweep for the first time ever against Milwaukee. Here is Augie Ojeda. He's a switch hitter up there right-handed against Randy Wolf. Ojeda has appeared once in the series. He's sacrificed. Batting only .164 without a home run and 4 runs batted in. And he's showing bunt and took that one high. Ball 1. Yeah, the Diamondbacks have never swept the Crew. The Brewers swept Arizona in that series back in May out in Arizona, but the Diamondbacks have given them all they can handle, as I said. 2 balls and no strikes now on Ojeda. Matter of fact, the Diamondbacks have swept a 4-game series only 8 times in their history. Last time against the Giants at Chase Field in September of '08. Ojeda took a strike on the outside corner, and it's 2-1. The last time Arizona swept a 4-game series on the road, RFK Stadium, back in April of '07. 2 balls out of strike. Here it is. Swinging a bouncer, hit foul up along first. Ojeda trying to move Chris Young from second to third at least. 2-2 now on Augie Ojeda, playing at second base today. Leadoff double by Chris Young. Wolf running again, and here it is. Ojeda fouls again. He's dead set on hitting that ball to the right side. 2-2. Red hot afternoon. And the pitch. It's too low and blocked. Nicely by Kotaras. The Brewers outfield today, Braun. Yep, he's back in there. Braun, Kane, and Hart left to right. The infield, McGee, Counsell, Weeks, and Fielder. And George Kotaras doing the catching. Here's the 3-2. Ojeda popped it up, and it's playable. Prince Fielder in fair territory makes the grab. That's one of the few times that Augie Ojeda will fail to advance a runner from second to third. He's normally as good as anybody. That's his strong suit. Kotaras out for a couple of words with Randy Wolf. Here is Justin Upton, the right fielder. Upton in the series, 2 for 12. Wolf deals way high and out the outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Still room for you, folks. Looking for someplace to spend a red-hot afternoon? If you like the sunshine, we have that. If you like the shade, we got that too. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It drops low, ball 2. Well, those folks seated on the left field side of Miller Park today, going to need some sunscreen. Folks be changing color today. On the other side, right field side, folks leaning back, enjoying the shade. 2-0 and the pitch. Upton took a strike, knee high. 2-1. Fastball at 90 from Randy Wolf. Speed of selected pitches brought to you by Roadrunner High Speed Online. Wolf ready to work and delivers. It's off the inside. He's behind now, 3-1. Be careful with this guy too. He's got some power. 16 home runs for Justin Upton. Young at the top with 20. Upton 16. LaRoche 19. He's due next. Randy Wolf deals way high and outside, and he walked him. 66th walk issued by Randy Wolf on the year. He has struck out 95. And here is the left-handed batting Adam LaRoche. Well, if the Brewers can score 5 or more runs today, that 5th run is the Webb's Burger Run. It'll get you 6 burgers for $5 till midnight tomorrow at all George Webb restaurants. Wolf has a sign and delivers. LaRoche had a cut and he missed. 1 strike on the Arizona first baseman. LaRoche in the series, 4 out of 10, including a home run. Randy Wolf deals again. LaRoche took down low and off the outside corner, and it's even now at a ball and a strike. Good speed aboard for Arizona. Chris Young at second, Justin Upton at first. Now the stretch. Here's the pitch. Swinging a fly to center. Well hit. Back on the warning track and going to catch it. Lorenzo Cain retires Adam LaRoche on a deep fly to left center. He can go get him, that guy. Lorenzo Cain. 2 men are out. Here's Mark Reynolds. One of the nasty 4 for Arizona yesterday. 4 home runs in a row. Two men are out now, and Reynolds stepping in. Randy Wolf is set to work. The arm back and delivers down low and off the inside corner. 87 degrees at game time today. Bit of a breeze out of the east, southeast. 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch. Reynolds sends a pop-up. First base side. Fielder has room. Oh, yeah, a lot of room for Prince. And the inning is over. So after the leadoff double, Randy Wolf pitches out of it. No runs, a hit. 2 men left aboard. And at the end of 1/2 inning of play with Brewers Radio present.
Constant-Drive-Chevy.com.
Ricky Weeks will lead things off for the Crew here in the bottom half of inning number 1 against right-hander Rodrigo Lopez. He is 5-10 for Arizona. ERA of 4.66. He has given up 158 hits in 146 2/3 innings of work. 27 of those hits have been home runs. That's the most in the National League. He opens up to Ricky. Down low and outside, ball 1. Corey Hart is next, then Ryan Braun. From the windup, here's his 1-0 pitch. Ricky sends it foul to the third deck here. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fans visit Fields Land Rover Waukesha or Madison, or log on to LandRoverWaukesha.com or LandRoverMadison.com. One ball and 1 strike, and here it is. Ricky pops it up. And who wants it? Adam LaRoche calling. Backpedaling a step in the outfield grass. Retires Weeks. Ricky now 2 out of 13 in the series. Here is Corey Hart. The Brewers have both Hart and Braun back in the lineup after they missed a couple of days. Hart did play last night. Braun pinch hit. Nothing game in the opening inning, just underway. Here's the pitch. It's high and tight on Corey. A ball and no strikes. Lopez draws the arm back and delivers. Corey came up empty. A ball and a strike on him. Lopez in his 24th start of the year. Last time out for Lopez against San Diego. Too low, and it's 2 balls and a strike. That was a 6-5 win for Arizona, but no decision for Lopez. Here is the 2-1 delivery, and Corey sends this one foul. 2-2 now. Right-handed batters against Lopez this year, 267 with 16 home runs. Check swing and a ball low, just missed the corner. Full up now, 3-2. Target on the outside corner by John Hester in the pitch. Corey fights one off and fouled it back. Still a full count on the Brewers' right fielder, Corey Hart. Outfield for Corey, slightly towards right. And the pitch to him. Line to the gap in left center. This is going to be a run all day job for Corey Hart. That one was right into the gap in left center. Nobody near it. Went out double for him. It will bring up Ryan Braun. Another $50 to the MAC Fund, courtesy of West Bend, the Silver Lining. For every double hit by a Brewers batter this year, West Bend contributes $50. Here's Ryan Braun. Braun's average, 289 as he stands in for the first time. 16 home runs. Here's the pitch. It is a strike on the inside corner, a sinking fastball. 0-1 on the Brewers left fielder. Braun in one previous trip against Lopez, nothing. And the 0-1 delivery, a big swing and a miss. There's a nice curveball down low and away, and Ryan went after it. 2 strikes on him. Lopez signed as a minor league free agent by Arizona back in December of 2009. 2 strikes on Ryan Braun. Fielder is due next. And the pitch. That is low and away, and it's 1-2. This guy's not overpowering by any means. 88, 89 with the fastball. But he spots it. Up and in and low and away. Can't go wrong. Ball 1 and strike 2 from the stretch. He's ready. Here it is. Too low and off the outside, and picked up nicely by John Hester. Miguel Montero gets the day off today, for the time being anyway. And he has had a good series. Brewers aren't sorry to see him out of the lineup. A couple of home runs for him. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Montero was one of the dastardly four last night. The pitch. Braun strikes out swinging. 84th strikeout on the season for Lopez, and here is Prince Fielder. I don't know if Brian Braun is 100% yet, but he told Kenny Machna he wanted to be in there today. All right, Fielder now 3 out of 10 in the series, and the pitch to Prince off the outside corner, and it's ball one. Mets, Rockies, New York hosting Colorado 4-0 on our Bank Mutual scoreboard. That one in the 9th. A ball and no strikes. Fielder waiting. And the pitch to him, it's a little bit off the outside, and it's 2-0. That New York-Colorado game is now a final. 4-0 behind Johan Santana. 2 balls, no strikes. The right-hander is ready and delivers. That is high at the letters for Prince. 3 balls and no strikes. From the stretch, Lopez. See if Fielder's got the green light here. 3-0. Yep, and popped it foul. Why wouldn't you? That guy's got to have the green light all the time. He had it yesterday on a 3-0 pitch in the 2nd inning and hit a home run. And then Casey McGee followed with a long ball. Casey McGee is due next. 2 men are out, 3 balls and a strike on Fielder. Lopez shakes off the sign and now backs off. Arizona trying to win their 46th game of the year. And the pitch off the inside. Nope, strike. Fielder backed away from that one, and Angel Campos liked it better than Prince. It's a full count, 3-2. Corey Hart leads at second. And the pitch. That's too high, and he walked him. That's one of the other reasons you see Prince Fielder hacking 3-0. Why not? I mean, for the most part, with a runner in scoring position, they're pitching awfully careful to him, trying to get him to chase something. And when they get behind, if indeed they do come in there, why not let him whack? If he doesn't take or swing at that pitch, that's a 3-0 pitch and a good one, they're going to try and work him down and away or up and in to try and get him to chase after that. Now McGee and Corey Hart just ran to third. Uncontested. But that's going to be a stolen base. Yeah, Lopez took a look at Corey Hart, then turned towards home plate and never looked back, and Corey just took off and ran, and no problemo. 1 ball and no strikes on Casey McGee. The right-hander is ready. And the pitch. McGee lines foul to the second deck and back downstairs. Ball 1 and strike 1 on the Brewers' third baseman. Nothing game just underway. McGee hit his 17th home run following Fielder's 25th yesterday. 1 ball and 1 strike. Outfield deep for McGee. And the pitch. Casey is swinging a miss. Lopez made a good pitch on him that time. Up and in about letter high and off the inside corner. Ball 1 and strike 2. The Brewers trying to win their 54th of the year against 62 losses. Trail in the Central by 12. Here is the stretch for the 1-2. McGee fights one off. High inside fastball. He chased it and found it. One and 2 with 2 down. From the stretch, here it is. Off the outside with a bender. Two and 2 with 2 outs. Runners lead first and third. The pitch. McGee lines a base hit to right. Casey McGee took a high fastball and jumped all over it and lined it to right to drive in Corey Hart, and the Brewers have the lead. Casey with his 71st RBI. McGee has an excellent field stroke. When you watch him hit, there are those times when he is dead set on going to center and to right, hitting that ball to the right side. Here's Counsell now. And the pitch off the inside on Craig. Forever an Arizona Diamondback hero, Craig Counsell. Very much a part of their World's Championship team. Every time he comes to the plate in Arizona, I don't care who he's playing for. Counsell pops it, shallow left, and it is a foul! Base hit for Craig Counsell. Fielder scores from second. He couldn't have thrown it in there any better. Ryle couldn't catch it. Stephen Drew couldn't catch up to it. It was down the line and left. And Counsell gets the RBI, his 14th. Fielder scores uncontested. Casey McGee winds up at second. And here is Lorenzo Cain. 2-0 Milwaukee in the first. Lopez deals, and it's high on Cain. 1 ball and no strikes. Two down, 2-0 Crew. The stretch. And the pitch. Look out! And Lorenzo Cain hit by a pitch. And this scenario continues against Brewers hitters. The amount of hit by pitches is climbing every day, it seems. And Mel Stottlemyre is out there now to talk things over with Lopez. Yeah, it's climbing at an alarming rate. Fielder got hit last night again. Here's George Kotaris with the bases loaded. Lopez is ready and delivers. George took a strike on the outside corner. Portions of today's game brought to you by Miller Lite. Triple hops brewed for great Pilsner taste. Miller Lite is always tasting great and for sure less filling. Down low and inside on the corner, and it's 2 strikes and nothing. Two strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded, 2-0 Milwaukee. And the pitch. That's low and in, and it's 1-2. Now the right-hander sets again and delivers way outside, and it got by John Hester, and here's McGee scoring. And it's 3-0. That's a pass ball on John Hester. It was high and outside on Kotaris, who bats left-handed, but a pitch that Hester should have grabbed and at least knocked down. All right, second and third with 2 down. 2-2 on George Kotaris. Randy Wolf is scheduled next. Back to the windup, and now Rodrigo Lopez wants to talk things over with John Hester. Two balls, 2 strikes. 3-0 Crew. All right, all set to go again. Here's the 2-2. High and outside, and he's taken him full. He doesn't have an automatic out coming up next in Randy Wolf if he's trying to work around Kotaris. I'd rather take my shot at this guy and have the pitcher leading off the next inning. The pitch. Off the inside, and he walked him. I'm not always in favor of that, working around the number 8 hitter and then working to the pitcher, and especially, as I said, a guy like Randy Wolf. Daniel Hudson in last night's game, a key blow with the bases loaded. He delivered a double to drive in 3. And here's Randy batting 188. That's his lifetime mark. He's got lifetime home runs and RBIs that are respectable. Swinging a foul. He had a good cut. He has 5 home runs in his career and 53 runs batted in. 1 strike on Randy Wolf. Bases are loaded. 3-0. The Crew has the lead. One strike. He's working from the windup. Here it is. Randy sends another one foul. He's having good cuts. 2 strikes and nothing with 2 down. The Brewers, who haven't been all that successful in day games this year, and 26 during the daytime hours. Lopez has already thrown 40 pitches. Here comes 41. Too high and outside and pulled down by Hester. 21 balls, 20 strikes. 1-2. Counsell, Kane, and Kotaris are aboard. Here it is. Swinging a foul again by Randy Wolf. 2 walks in the inning. It started with a 1-out double by Corey Hart. Braun struck out for the 2nd out. He walked Fielder. McGee singled. Counsell singled. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Wolf strikes out swinging, and the inning is finally over. But the Brewers bat 9 men, and at the end of one complete with Brewers Radio presented by Kohl's, it now reads Milwaukee 3 and Arizona nothing. Diamondbacks come to bat here in the second, trailing 3-0. And they will send Rusty Ryle to lead off, followed by Stephen Drew, and then John Hester, the catcher. 7 or more runs in any inning today makes a winner of June Butkus from Bedford, Wisconsin. $1,000 Menards gift card as Randy Wolf deals a strike. Visit any Wisconsin Menards store for entry forms and contest information. Butkus, one of the great names in NFL history, swinging a foul down the right field side. Dick Butkus, the baddest of all the Bears when he played. Get to see Dick Butkus every once in a while. One of our Miller Lite All-Stars. Yeah, great guy. A lot of fun. 2-strike delivery, and it's fouled again by Ryle. Tell some great stories on those bus trips on the Miller Lite commercial shoots. Butkus and Ray Nitschke, the late, great Ray Nitschke. 2 of the greatest ever in the NFL. 2 strikes the pitch. Struck him out swinging, and there's one away. Here's Stephen Drew. Get those 2 guys together and start talking and telling stories about games they played in against each other. Woo. There's some bad boys. One out, and here's the pitch. It is in there, and it's 0-1. And the next offering missed high and outside, and it's even now at 1-1. June Butkus from Bedford, Wisconsin. Here comes Randy Wolf, and he dropped a changeup in there nicely, and it's 1-2. Randy Wolf's a quick worker. Here he comes again. Swing and a miss. He strikes out Stephen Drew. Brewers trying to stop this winning streak that Arizona has. Hey, they've been playing well over the last week to 10 days. Two men are out. Here's the catcher, John Hester. Randy deals, and he's got a strike on the inside corner. He's dealing now. 0-1. Winding, here it is. Swinging a foul. It's 2 quick strikes on Hester. Two outs, and the pitch. It is inside, about letter high, 1-2. I always talk about grabbing the lead early in these day games here at Miller Park. Gets a little tough seeing later on. The pitch. Swinging a bouncer. Casey's got it. And throws out Hester to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. And after an inning and a half with Brewers Radio, presented by Kohl's, it remains the Brewers 3 and the Diamondbacks nothing. Rodrigo Lopez is set to start his second inning of work, and he will face the top of the order in Ricky Weeks. Well, the commissioner's office has doled out fines and suspensions for that altercation at Great American Ballpark the other day involving the Reds and the Cardinals. Starter Johnny Cueto, a 7-game suspension. That's pretty heavy. He was the guy that was doing all the kicking. Suspended Reds manager Dusty Baker and Cardinals manager Tony La Russa for 2 games apiece. And those cannot be appealed. The players can appeal, but the managers can't. So they will start serving immediately. Ricky, a bouncer to third. Mark Reynolds has that and throws in time. Just got him. 1 away. Here's Corey Hart with a double and a run scored. Four players were fined an undisclosed amount. They being second baseman Brandon Phillips. It was his tirade about the Cardinals and the organization that started that whole mess. Reliever Russ Springer. Springer came on the field while being on the disabled list. That's a no-no. Bunt attempt, and it's fouled by Corey. Starter Chris Carpenter from the Cardinals. Catcher Yadier Molina of the Cardinals. He and Brandon Phillips got things cooking right away. Brandon Phillips came up to home plate to bat, and he tapped Yadier Molina on his shin guards with his bat to say hello, and Yadier Molina tapped him on the jaw to say goodbye. 2 strikes. Yadier Molina said, "Don't touch me." Here's the pitch. Corey, a check swing. Did he go? He held. He didn't say it like that. He said like this. "Don't touch me." That's the way Yadier said it. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swinging a line drive. Base hit to center for Corey. He's 2 out of 2. Yeah, Brandon walked up and, "What's up, man?" "Don't touch me." And then it started.
I saw an interview with Yadier after that game the other night, and he was asked about what happened. He said, "I'm fine with Brandon Phillips saying what he said, but don't try to be my friend the next day."
We talked about that, Corey, the other night when it happened. I don't care what you do. You can say whatever you want about an organization or an individual player or anybody. I don't care who you're talking about. But then don't be trying to be friendly with a guy after you've just ripped their team and their organization the way Brandon Phillips did. I don't know why he'd want to be friendly anyway. He said he hated everybody. Swinging a foul by Ryan Braun. That's what he said, didn't he? He said he hated all the Cardinals, didn't he? He said everybody in the league hates the Cardinals.
Doesn't respect the way they play.
Yeah.
Have played in previous years.
Yeah, then don't go up and try to make friends with guys or say hello to them after you've just taken them apart in the newspaper and on the radio and television. The 0-1 delivery, and it's off the outside on Braun, and it's even now, 1-1.
Talking about the way that the Cardinals kind of behaved in past years, he was insulting his current GM. Walt Jocketty is now the Reds GM, but for years he was the Cardinals GM.
Yep. And put together some pretty good squads over in St. Louis. And he's done a good job in Cincinnati, too. 1 ball and 1 strike. And a throw to first. Back in time is Corey Hart. One out, we're in the second. Brewers lead 3-0. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Braun lines a hanging curve to left. Ball 1 and strike 2. Nice to see longtime friend, good friend, former schoolmate Tom Steffen out here at the ballpark today. Longtime Brewers fan. Loves baseball. Ball 1 and strike 2. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Corey goes, a swing and a foul by Braun. The Brewers head for Colorado following today's game. Out of the fire and right back into the pan. 1-2. Colorado's running on all cylinders now, too. Stretch drive coming up. Here we are in the middle of August. Corey's holding this time, and Braun took it inside. Ball 2 and strike 2. Yeah, now's the time you better start making a move. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lopez ready again. And a quick throw to first. Corey's back with a head-first dive. Ryan Braun batting .288, sitting on 16 home runs with 68 runs batted in. From the stretch, the right-hander is ready. And again flips one to first, and again Corey's back in time. The bottom line about that Cardinal Cincinnati series and altercation, man, unless you can back it up with winning games, best off to be quiet. Just go about your business and get the job done. Reds had first place until that tirade. There goes Corey, and this one is hit in the air to right. It's playable for Justin Upton, and Braun is retired, and here comes Fielder. Yeah, the Reds had the lead in the division, and best off when you got a club coming in there and you're home. Heck, you're in your home ballpark. Man, let a sleeping dog lie. If he's lying, let him lie. Don't be rattling him around and make him start chasing you. That's what the Cardinals did. They chased the Reds all over the place, and they swept the series. St. Louis leaves Cincinnati not in second place, on top. Fielder took one down low on a changeup. 1 ball to no strikes. You play a series against certain teams and teams that you have had good luck against and that you beat. Normally a manager will here's the pitch. Fielder, a check swing, and it's high, 2-0. A manager will tell his team. I've had it happen many times. Managers tell you, hey, don't mess around with anybody. Let's just play this series and get out of here. We got these guys down. Let's just play and get out. Take care of business when we get back home. 2 balls, no strikes. And the pitch. Too high on Prince, 3-0. McGee is due next. I don't want to rattle anybody's chain. Three and nothing. I would imagine he's going here. If he gets a good one, the pitch. There's a strike on the outside corner, right on the corner. How about Chipper Jones with that torn ACL? Were we talking about Chipper last night or the night before, talking about him thinking that he did not have a tear in the ACL? He injured his knee a couple of days ago. 3 balls on a strike, and didn't think there was a problem. Throw to first, and Corey's back in time. That win on Tuesday night in Houston, he made an awkward kind of a throw and hurt his knee. But didn't think he had the full tear. But he does. And the pitch. That's too high on Prince, and he walks again.
You think he'll come back next year?
I think he will. I really do. You know what? Chipper Jones is a heck of a player. He's a guy with a tremendous desire to win and finish out his. I think he's going to finish out his career as a player. Not on the DL and not with a torn ACL. And I think there's a couple of things that he wants to accomplish too. I think he's within reach of a number of records, whether they be Braves records or league records. And I think that's the way Chipper wants to go out. Here's the pitch. McGee took outside a ball. If he's anything like Tom Glavine or John Smoltz or any of his other teammates for all of those years, he'll be back. I think the Braves would like to have him back. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the pitch. McGee swings and misses.
He's sitting on 436 home runs.
Yeah, you know what? There's a lot of things I think that he's within reach of, Corey, that not impossible by any means. And I think if he heals and takes care of business, I think he'll be back. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitch. McGee lines one to the left field corner. It's going to score Corey for sure. Fielder is going to go to third, and Casey McGee has a double to drive in another run. Second RBI for McGee today, and another $50 for the Mac Fund. West Bend, the silver lining, $50 for every double. And while John Hester is out talking things over with Rodrigo Lopez, we'll step out 10 seconds to allow our local stations to identify themselves. This is the Brewers Radio Network.
This is your news weather.
Back with you once again. Bob, Corey, and Kent. Final game of the homestand. Counsell in there and looks at a strike. Casey McGee's had a good series. 3 hits last night. Swinging a base hit down the left field line for Counsell. He reached out and poked one down the line. He's got a single and out at second. With a belly flop slide, and the throw from Rusty Ryle cuts him down, but he drives in a pair. That pitch looked to be about a foot outside, and he reached out and slapped it past Mark Reynolds just inside the line. Once again from Miller Park. I believe I said 5-0. I was in error. 6-0. The third's on, so's Corey.
Thank you. Here is Rodrigo Lopez, the Diamondbacks pitcher, leading off. He checked his swing, but that's a strike. And it's 0-1. Pitch number 33 from Wolf is inside to even the count. Casey McGee has been red hot in this series. Another hit. And the 1-1 swung on and missed. 1-2. In fact, Casey not just in this series, but he's had a terrific homestand. 8 RBIs on this homestand. And the 1-2. Lopez is gone. Wolf strikes him out. Third punch out for Randy. And that's out number 1 here in the Arizona third. And now Chris Young. He doubled his first time. Young has had a good series. He's been on 8 times. 4 hits and 4 walks. He's homered. All-star this year with the Diamondbacks, hitting .271. Wolf the sign from Quataris and deals a strike. Fastball in the inside corner, 88 miles per hour. Young, the first player in the big leagues this year, and the 0-1 is outside, to surpass 20 home runs and at least 20 steals. Wolf rocks and fires. The 1-1 breaking ball tried the outside corner but missed. 2-1. Young had a big rookie season back in 2007. That was the same year where Ryan Braun won the Rookie of the Year honors. The 2-1 is ball 3 outside. He struggled last year. He certainly bounced back. He was acquired a few years back from the White Sox in that deal that sent Carlos Quinton to Chicago. The 3-1 loop foul back behind the plate and into the press box. Off to our right, 3-2. I don't think that got Mike Vassallo. Otherwise, we would have heard a big scream. 6-0 Crew here in the third. Base is empty. 1 down. And the 3-2 pitch off the hands. Fisted foul. Rattling off the screen behind the plate.
Scream anyway. He just does that, just automatically scream.
Now the payoff pitch, a check swing. He went around, you bet. Strike 3. A breaking ball that was in the dirt. Back-to-back punch-outs for Randy. Quickly 2 down. I'm surprised all that hair gel you can a day like today stays in Mikey's head.
I didn't notice it.
You didn't notice it? Hard to miss.
I couldn't get my eyes off his shirt because it's so covered with it.
Now Augie Ojeda. He takes strike 1 in the inside corner.
Well, Mikey's not on this trip, right?
He's not going. John Steinmiller.
Yeah. Get some work done.
And 1 is inside. It's kind of a personal matter, but do you have any idea why Mikey's not going?
Just can't leave the state.
The 1-1 lined up the middle, base hit into center. That was up in the zone. Ojeda has a 2-out single. And the batter now, Justin Upton.
It's a legal thing, I think.
It certainly is a personal matter.
Mm-hmm.
But as journalists, we must ask.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Just doing our jobs as reporters.
You are.
More curiosity than anything else. Upton walked back in the first. He's 2 for 12 in this series. He signed a big extension during spring training, did Upton. 5 years, over $50 million as he fouls back 0-1. Diamondbacks managed by Kirk Gibson, who took over for A.J. Hinch back in early July. He's won 15 and dropped 21 since taking over. Ojeda at first, and the 0-1 breaking ball missed somehow. 1 ball, 1 strike. A slow curve at 67 miles per hour. We talked about this the other day. You think he has a chance to hang on to that job next season, Gibson?
I thought you were talking about Vassallo.
Now the 1-1 is inside, 2-1. That's a whole separate matter.
Yeah, I do. I think Kirk Gibson deserves a shot. I like him. Always have liked him as a player. Hard-nosed guy. Good player. He's a good baseball man.
And the 2-1 upstairs, ball 3. 6-0 Brewers here in the third.
If they gave A.J. Hinch a job without any experience or anything else going on, I mean, I think this guy deserves a chance too.
And both Hinch and former GM Josh Burns, those guys have some years left in their contracts.
Yep.
The leg kick and the 3-1, a swing and a drive to center and deep, sending Kane back. Warning track near the wall. Kane leaps and makes the grab. with his back banging up against that padded wall in center. Fine catch, Lorenzo Cain, and the Diamondbacks' third is history. Arizona doesn't score, it leaves one. Brewers Radio presented by Kohl's, 2.5 complete. It remains 6-0 Brew. Peter Brenner from Mount Calvary is our contestant in our Lincoln Contractor Supply 3-bagger in the third sweepstakes. And Peter, this is how this works. If any Brewers player hits a triple in this inning, you win a pair of round-trip airline tickets courtesy of Frontier Airlines. As Cain takes inside, folks, you can visit any Lincoln Contractor Supply and Fabco Rent store for details or enter online at jsosports.com. 6-0 Brewers home third. Cain, Kotaris, and Wolf to bat. And the 1-0 is a strike. Fine catch by Lorenzo to end the Diamondbacks' third. Upton put a charge into one in the dead center. Cain had a good read right up the crack of the bat. Made a leaping grab to end the inning. Now the 1-1 pitch swung on, lifted in the air, deep left center. Going back is Ryle. Warning track near the wall. Will be called off by Young. And the center fielder runs it down. Step shy of the barrier in dead left center. That's out number one. Now Kotaris. Now a bit later on today, we'll take a look at our U.S. Cellular Text the Booth text of the ball game. We welcome your text questions and comments. And the number to reach us, once again, 24798. Again, that text number, 24798. As Kotaris steps in and looks outside at ball one. And it's pretty simple. Just send us a text. You'll then have a chance to win some tickets for an upcoming ball game right here at Miller Park. Go to jsosports.com for details. Normal text rates do apply. Ball two to the Brewers catcher Kotaris. Walked his last time up. And the 2-0 is a strike. Brewers got 3 with 2 outs off Rodrigo Lopez in the first. And 3 more again with 2 outs in the second. The 2-1 lifted foul. Third base side into the seats. And it's 2-2. Randy Wolf on deck. Well, it's interesting. Of Kotaris' 32 hits this year, 9 have gone for home runs. And the 2-2 bouncing ball wide of first, charging LaRoche. He gloves underhands to Lopez on the first base bag for out number 2. Putout goes 3-1. 6-0 Brewers. Bases empty, 2 down. And the batter now, Randy Wolf. Oh, with 6 runs here this afternoon, the Brewers have scored the George Webb's Burger Run. And that means you'll get 6 burgers for $5 until midnight tomorrow at all George Webb restaurants. Should Wolf reach, Ricky Weeks would bat next. Lopez threw 43 pitches alone in the first inning, and he's now at 72. Lifts the leg and delivers inside, ball 1. Wolf struck out his first time. Young shallow in center for Wolf, and the pitch is popped up foul near the Arizona dugout, and that ball is out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Let's beat the Rockies 4-0. Johan Santana won again on our Bank Mutual scoreboard this afternoon. And the 1-1 swung out and missed at a high fastball. And it's 1-2. Santana now 10-6. He beat Jason Hamill and falls to 8-7. A ball and 2 strikes to Wolf. The leg kick and the pitch. Bouncing ball to first. This stays fair behind the bag. LaRoche gloves. He'll take it unassisted. And Lopez has a 1-2-3 inning for the first time this afternoon. Brewers Radio presented by Kohl's. We play free. 6-0. Brew. Your Wisconsin Toyota dealers are proud to sponsor the Tundra Territory here at gorgeous Miller Park. Be sure to visit Toyota.com to find great deals on all of your favorite Toyota models. 4th inning. Nothing but sunshine, blue skies. It's humid, warm. Still a nice turnout for the final game of this series and the finale of this 7-game homestand. Brewers and Diamondbacks wrapping things up today. And got off to such a promising start as the Brewers swept the Astros as LaRoche takes down low for a ball. Then have dropped the first 3 of this 4-game series to Arizona. And the 1-0 LaRoche swings and lifts one foul to left, slicing out of play. And evens the count. LaRoche fly to center his first time, now 4 for 11 in this series. Sitting on 19 home runs. First year with Arizona. And the 1-1 is a strike right at the knees, 1-2. Last year, LaRoche spent time with the Pirates, Red Sox, and Braves as Wolf misses high. Six for 20 lifetime against Wolf is LaRoche. That includes 1 home run. Wolf, though, has struck him out 6 times. And the 2-2 line to center. That's going to fall for a base hit. Leadoff single for LaRoche. And the Diamondbacks have hit number 3. Now Mark Reynolds. Brewers lead by 6. LaRoche is on, nobody out. Now, you and I were talking earlier about the fact that the Diamondbacks made the decision to let go both manager A.J. Hinch and general manager Josh Burns. Well, both guys still had some time left and some significant money on their contracts. As Reynolds had a home run cut, he missed on that Wolf fastball. It's 0-1. This is also the final year of a big contract for Eric Burns. In fact, he's no longer in baseball. Burns is now doing some TV with the MLB network. That's ball 1 inside. I think he was making around $13 million this year. Arizona also dealt Dan Herron to the Angels. Got Joe Saunders back in return. And Herron do some significant money again next year. Roche at first, nobody out. The leg kick and the 1-1 curveball missed outside. 2-1. So Arizona in some ways has freed up some money to kind of work with and play with come the 2011 season. You and I have both been impressed by some of the pitching we have seen in this series. And the 2-1 swung on a drive deep left center in the gap. Kane back. That ball's over his head and bouncing off the track and skipping over the barrier. And that's a ground rule double. So a single to LaRoche. He is now at third. Reynolds a ground rule double. And Arizona in business here in the 4th. 2 on, nobody out. Brewers on top 6-0. And here's Rusty Ryle. Like a hanging breaking ball. Wolf try to backdoor that one, but it stayed up. And Reynolds put that one right on the warning track in deep left center. Ryle struck out his first time, now 0 for 6 in this series. Ryle has a good average, but not much power this year. Hitting .286, but 3 homers and 10 RBIs. As Wolf misses inside for ball 1. The ball will carry though today. Roof and panels both open and a warm and humid day. And the pitchers will tell you days like this with everything opened up and the warm and humid temperatures that the ball will fly. The leg kick and the 1-0 bouncing ball left side, base hit left field. LaRoche is in. Reynolds will stop at third as Braun's throw is cut off by McGee. RBI single Rusty Ryle, and the Diamondbacks are on the board. It's now 6-1. Still 2 on, still nobody out. RBI number 11 for Ryle. That scores LaRoche. Reynolds now at third, and here is Drew. Wolf struck Drew out back in the 2nd. One of 4 punch outs for Randy so far today. Given some run support against Arizona for the 2nd time this year. As Drew looks at ball 1 outside. The last time Wolf pitched against the Diamondbacks was back in early May. That was the game where the Brewers prevailed 17-3. And the 1-0 swinging a drive deep right center. This is trouble. Hart going back, looks up on the wall. That ball is out of here. Into the Diamondback bullpen, and Arizona is right back in this game. A 3-run homer from Stephen Drew. It's now a 6-4 Brewers lead. Still nobody out here in the 4th inning. That's the 8th for Drew, 2nd of this series. RBIs 38, 39, and 40. The shortstop, Drew. Now the catcher, John Hester. Bounced out his first time as he slaps one foul off the first base side. It's 0-1. 24th home run surrendered by Wolf. And for the Diamondbacks, team home run number 132. And the pitch is inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Off the side, the leg kick and the 1-1 delivery. In the air to right. Softly and slicing to the seats. On the right side, it's 1-2. Speaking of home runs, I mentioned that Wolf has now given up 24. Rodrigo Lopez leads the entire National League for home runs allowed. He has given up 27. 1-2 is high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The fastball hit 90 on the Roadrunner high-speed online radar gun. Nestor bats from the right side, and the 2-2 is ball 3. And the pitcher Lopez is on deck. Nestor spent most of his time at AAA Reno this season. A good year, hitting .370. And he takes ball 4 outside. It's now 5 straight for Arizona. 5 in a row that have reached off Wolf here in the 4th. And here comes Rick Peterson jogging out of the first base dugout for a quick trip to the mound. And the batter is the pitcher Rodrigo Lopez, and Joel Youngblood, the Diamondbacks third base coach, is down in between the home plate area and the on deck circle, giving Lopez instructions, likely bunting here. Trying to advance. Hester down to second. Now the meeting is over on the mound. Lopez struck out his first time. 6-4 Brewers. Hester at first, nobody out. McGee already playing up on the infield grass, just a few feet off the line. Lopez squares and he stabs and misses. It's a strike. 0-1. Brewers will have the top of the order due up in the bottom half of this 4th inning. And the 0-1. Bunted again and again foul. This one rolling on the ground back behind the plate. It's 0-2. The shadow lines are making their way out towards the left side of the infield. Pitcher's mound and home plate all in the shade. The 0-2, a stab and a miss. Lopez strikes out. It's out number 1. Lopez strikes out for the second time as he fails to advance the runner. And the batter now, Chris Young, who has doubled and struck out. Hester at first has a small lead. The pitch to Young is a breaking ball that dips low, ball 1. Mentioned that Joel Youngblood is the Arizona third base coach. Matt Williams, Giant. Later in his career, he spent time with the Diamondbacks. And the 1-0 pitch is a fastball that's letter high, strike 1. Williams was a terrific hitter. Giant teams with Will Clark. Late 80s, mid 80s. 1-1 swung out and popped up. Back behind the plate. Gutierrez loses the mask and has no play as that ball reaches the seats. And it's 1-2. Diamondbacks are off to Washington. After this game is over today, they will see Steven Strasburg. They play a weekend series against the Nationals. And the 1-2 bouncing ball left side, base hit left field, right between Counsell and McGee. That advances Hester down to second. So Chris Young has a 2-hit game. And here is Ojeda. It's 5 hits now in the inning. 6-4 Brewers, 2 on, only 1 out. Ojeda singled his last time. He is 1 for 2 officially today. And the pitch, and Augie looks at a strike. Remember back in 2007, Augie Ojeda did a good job of the Diamondbacks as they went to the postseason. They won the West that year. He came up with some big hits in that first round series, that first round sweep over the Cubs. 0-1 breaking ball, pulled foul up along third. And it's 0-2. Ojeda's had a long career. He's been around. And he continues to produce. His numbers are down, though, this year, only hitting .175. That time is hitting .261. Cameron Lowe is up and throwing. And the 0-2 line to third. Caught McGee. Throw back to second. Not in time. Line drive. That was a breaking ball. Casey made the play for out number 2. Runners safe at the respective bases. Young at first. Hester at second. And now Justin Upton. He is the 9th Diamondback to bat here in this 4th inning. Upton has walked. He lined out to dead center his last time, and a brilliant catch by Kane. A leaping grab up against the wall in dead center. Dangerous hitter. And the pitch. He checks and takes inside, ball 1. Upton for the series is 2 out of 13. 276. Lefty against righty, and the 1-0 is inside again. 2-0. She missed the news earlier today. The Brewers did make a roster move before the game, placing LaTroy Hawkins on the disabled list. That right shoulder is not working right now for Hawkins. He's been bothered by that basically all year. And the 2-0 swung out and missed. That was off speed from Wolf. Right shoulder weakness is the official diagnosis as to why Hawkins is back on the DL. And the corresponding roster move, Mike McClendon, a right-handed pitcher, was brought up from Nashville. And he is here. The 2-1 curveball missing the outside corner. 3 balls and a strike. 6-4 Brewers here in the 4th. Young at first, Hester at second, 2 down. Again, Upton, the 9th Diamondback to bat here in this 4th inning. Kane is shading Upton towards right center. Wolf the sign and the 3-1 pitch. He walked him. Second walk this inning, and Arizona has batted around here in the 4th. They're loaded for LaRoche. Roche began this 4-run 4th with a single. He scored in Ryle's RBI single. And the big blow in this 4th inning for the Diamondbacks came a few batters later. In fact, one batter later. That was Stephen Drew's 3-run home run to right. Lefty against lefty. Wolf to LaRoche, and the pitch. Breaking ball swung out. It fouled. Went back behind the plate. Screen, it's 0-1. Randy Wolf going today. Kurt Gibson does not have Kelly Johnson in the starting lineup. LaRoche has decent numbers against left-handed pitching. Reason why he's in there today. And the 0-1 fastball swung on, lifted to left center. Going back is Braun with room, shy of the track, and he's got it. Braun puts it away, and the inning is over. The Diamondbacks bat around. They get 4 runs on 5 hits, a couple of walks, and leave 3. Brewers Radio. Diamondbacks get 4 in the 4th, and the Brewers' lead is down to 2. 6-4 Crew. Let's see if the Brewers can answer back. Ricky Weeks leads off. Lopez from the windup. Rocks and fires the opening pitch. Is upstairs, ball 1. Ricky is 0 for 2, 2 out of 14 in this series. Ricky batting .268, 23 home runs, 71 RBIs. Lopez the sign, and the 1-0 took something off and deals a strike. Weeks beginning the day 3rd in the National League in runs scored. In the top 10 in several offensive categories this year, including home runs. Mentioned those 23 home runs a moment ago. And the 1-1 lifted in the air, right center in the gap, but Young is all over this one. He's got it. Running it down in the sunshine in right center. That's out number 1. Hey, Brewers fans, relive your best memories from the past 40 seasons with celebrating 40 years in Brewers history. Look for the full-page special feature each Friday inside the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. Sponsored by your Milwaukee Toyota dealers. Now Hart, 2 out of 2, a couple of runs scored. And the pitch, he rolls foul. Back behind the plate, it's 0-1. Mentioned the injury to Hawkins and the corresponding roster move of LaTroy Hawkins, the subject of our injury report. Sponsored by Midwest Orthopedic Specialty Hospital. Ryan Braun on deck. This is pitch number 81 for Lopez. And the 0-1 is a strike. The Midwest Orthopedic Specialty Hospital is the premier destination for orthopedic care in the Midwest. And for more information, visit mymosh.com. And the 0-2, Hart strikes out. And a sweeping breaking ball from Lopez, 2 down. Also on the injury front, Carlos Gomez will begin a rehab assignment tomorrow for AAA Nashville. And barring any setback, Gomez might be back the following week as the Brewers open up a 10-game homestand next Friday. Homestand, we will see the Padres, Dodgers, and Pirates. As Ryan Braun bats, Lopez deals, and Braun swings, hits it foul. Back behind the plate, it's 0-1. Padres 20 games over 500. They beat Pittsburgh last night in San Diego. Padres, by percentage points, have the best record in the National League. 66-46. And the 0-1 is outside. The Braves also with 66 wins, but they have lost 48. Some good races in the National League. The Braves 2.5 in front of the Phillies. Cardinals and Reds. Padres lead the Giants by 2.5. Giants right now, though, leading the wild card race by a single game over the Phillies and Cincinnati Reds. The 1-1, Braun takes strike 2. We'll see those Reds 9 more times over the final 6 weeks. .6-4 Brewers here in the 4th. Base is empty, 2 down. And the 1-2 to Braun. Outside, 2-2. Should Braun reach, Prince Fielder would be next. Prince in the starting lineup today. 301 consecutive starts for Prince. It's a franchise record and the longest active streak in the game. The 2-2, Braun looks low, 3-2. On the National League Player of the Week last week. 0 for 2 so far today, and 0 for 3 in this series. Base is empty, 2 down. Hester sets up outside. And the payoff to Braun, a chopper to short, charging Drew. He gloves, he sets the feet, throws across. And Lopez has another 1-2-3 inning. Brewers Radio presented by Kohl's. After 4, Brewers 6, Diamondbacks 4. have a 6-4 lead. Randy Wolf back to work here in the 5th. As the Diamondbacks will bat once again off the Brewers left-hander here today. 6-4 Crew through 4. The 5th is on, and so is Bob Uecker.
All right, Corey, thank you very much. And this Arizona Diamondback squad keeps on banging. Mark Reynolds will lead off, and the first offering, a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. 6-4 Crew. Arizona owns the hit column 7-6. Big 3-run home run by Stephen Drew. Now the pitch by Wolf. Check swing strike, and it's 0-2 on Reynolds. Ryle next, then Stephen Drew. Randy Wolf trying to win for the 9th time this year. Here's the pitch. Big swing and a foul. Fastball about letter high, and he jumped all over that one. Still 0-2 on the Arizona third baseman. Well, if you want to spice up your next cookout, folks, try adding some Silver Spring mustard to your favorite Usinger sausage. Randy Wolf, high fastball. For a little crunch, add some of that great tasting, I should say, crisp kraut. Big time favorite. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Changeup is way off the outside corner, and it's 2-2. Reynolds today has fouled out, doubled, and scored. And the pitch. Swinging a pop-up, fouled and out of play. He was aboard when Drew hit that 3-run home run. Well, you can count on your friends at Badger Mutual to make sure your home or auto, or your business for that matter, is properly protected. They've been doing that for a long time, since 1887. 2-2. Bouncer, foul past McGee. Still 2-2 on Mark Reynolds. Tell you what, most of the crowd has moved from the left field side to the right field side here to get out of that scorching sun. Here's the pitch. Check swing, he held, I believe. Yep. 2-2 now on Reynolds. Yeah, the right field side's been in shade all afternoon, but left field, red hot. Got to be a gamer to last out there for 3.5 hours. 3-2. Struck him out swinging. And there's one away. Now Rusty Ryle, who has struck out, single, and scored a run. He's also driven in one. One man out. Brewers up by a pair at 6-4. Now Wolf deals, and this one is bounced to McGee. Tough little hop for Casey, but he plays it nicely and throws him out. 2 up, 2 down. Here's Drew, who hit the 3-run home run back in the 4th. The home run for Drew, his 8th of the year, now sitting on 40 runs batted in. And the pitch by Wolf drops low, ball 1. And the 1-0 pitch. That one is off the outside. It's ball 2. Two balls and no strikes. Cranks it up again and delivers, and he dropped one low, and it's ball 3. Three balls and no strikes. Activity in the Arizona bullpen. DJ Carrasco, a right-hander, is up. Randy Wolf deals, and that one is in there. 3 balls out of strike now. Brewers lead by a pair at 6-4. Here's the 3-1, and he missed the outside corner and walked it. 4th walk issued by Randy Wolf today, and now facing right-handed batting John Hester, the catcher. Hester today has bounced out and walked. Mets shut out the Rockies today. That'll be the Brewers' next stop, Colorado. And the pitch, it's low and outside. Gallardo works tomorrow against former Brewer Jorge De La Rosa. Bobby Crosby is in the on-deck circle for Arizona. The pitch, swinging a slicing foul to right. He's going to bat for Lopez. The Brewers get Ubaldo Jimenez in the finale out in Colorado on Sunday against Manny Parra. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitch. It's a strike on the outside corner, and it's 1-2 now. See if Randy Wolf can finish him off. Hester batting .220 into today's game. Miguel Montero is number 1. Swinging a drive in the center, but catchable and caught by Kane. Arizona gets nothing. They leave 1 runner, and at the end of 4 1/2 innings of play with Brewers Radio presented by Kohl's, it remains let's see if the crew can add on a couple of Badger Mutual Insurance runs here. Fielder, McGee, and Counsell are all set to go against right-hander Rodrigo Lopez. Fielder has walked twice today and scored twice. From the windup, here's the opening pitch in the Brewers' 5th inning, and Fielder knocks it in the air on the infield. And it's a towering fly, and Adam LaRoche calls off Mark Reynolds and makes the catch, and there's 1 away. Here comes McGee with a single, a double, 2 RBIs, and 2 runs scored. Good afternoon for Casey. He's got 7 straight hits. Four out of 4 yesterday, and a double in his final trip a couple of nights ago. 7 for 7. Here's the pitch to him. Swinging up, fly ball to center and fairly deep. Get up! Get up! Get out of here! Gone for McGee. He's 8 for 8. And a towering home run to dead center for McGee. Wow. When you're hot, you're hot. And he's hot. And it's hot. And he's hot. Everybody's hot here. Towering drive to center by McGee. It's his 18th home run. 3 RBIs today. He has 73 for the year. Here's Counsell and looks at a strike. That ball just kept carrying, and Chris Young watched it right out of here. Dead center field. Here is the 1 strike offering. Counsell rolls foul up along first. 0-2. Counsell today is perfect. 2 out of 2 with 3 runs batted in. Lopez draws it back and delivers, and Craig sends one foul to the left field seats. Hey, nice catch over there. 0-2 on Counsell. Craig now with 16 runs batted in. Lopez cranks it up again, and here it is. Craig sends a liner to right. Look out in the lower seats down there. Everybody okay? Hopefully. Two strikes on Craig Counsell. Lopez deals again. Swinging a line drive to the second deck, and another great catch over there. That guy had a glove on. There's an area over there where a lot of folks vacated. Right in that searing sun. Here's the pitch in the dirt and knocked down by Hester. They didn't have much competition for that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One and 2 with 1 out. And the pitch. Counsell fouls again down the left field side. Well, for every strikeout recorded at Miller Park this season, Foley and Lardner will make a donation to Hunger Task Force. Join us in thanking them for their support in striking out hunger. I've done that when I played. I could have fed the world. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch. Counsell rolls one on the ground. Easy play for Augie Ojeda. There are 2 down, and here's Lorenzo Cain. A reminder about that big Farm Aid concert. 25th anniversary. It's coming up October the 2nd. Tickets go on sale in a couple of days. 414-902-4000 is the number, or visit tickets.com. Willie Nelson, John Mellencamp, Dave Matthews, and Neil Young, part of Farm Aid's 25th anniversary concert. 1 strike to Cain, and the pitch. Swinging a foul. He had a major cut at that one. 0-2. Cain today has been hit by a pitch and fly to center field. 4 runs on 7 hits for Arizona. Outside he missed. 7 on 7 for the Crew. McGee's had a good afternoon and a good series. 8 for his last 8. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Too high on Lorenzo. 2-2. Dodgers are in Philadelphia tonight. Blue Jays beat Boston 6-5. Two-two pitch. Kane fights one off and fouls it back. Red Sox into today's action, trailing New York by 5. Tampa Bay, game and a half behind the Yankees. New York won last night in Texas. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. It's outside on Kane, and he's taken him full. 3-2. Cubs are leading the Giants just underway. It's 2-0 Chicago. Here's the full count offering to Kane. A swinging foul, and this one's going to wind up behind the Brewers dugout. Ball 3 and strike 2. Yankees are in Kansas City tonight. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Kane fights off another one. Fouled that one back. Still a full count on the Brewers center fielder Lorenzo Kane. Here's the windup and the pitch. A swing and a pop-up foul, this time third base side. Ball 3, strike 2. Kane batting .375. Lopez deals again, and he struck him out swinging, and the inning is over. But the Brewers get one on Casey McGee's 18th home run of the year. They leave nobody, and at the end of 5 complete Brewers radio presented by Kohl's, it is now 7-4 Brewers. Before we have the Arizona 6th, 10 seconds to allow our local stations to identify themselves. This is the Brewers Radio Network.
This is your news, weather, and traffic.
Arizona, half of inning number 6. Bobby Crosby is a pinch hitter for Rodrigo Lopez. And the strike one pitch, he swings and misses, and it's 0-2. Wolf winding and delivers, and Crosby strikes out swinging. Now Chris Young. Chris Young's had a good afternoon. 2 out of 3. 5 out of 14 in the series. He has a double, a strikeout, and a single today. And the pitch by Wolf is off the inside corner, and it's ball 1. The Brewers lead by 3 at 7-4. Hits are even at 7 apiece. Wolf deals again. That's good for a strike on the outside corner. 88-mile-per-hour sinker from Randy Wolf. He is set to work. And now Young steps out. Randy Wolf lifetime against Arizona is 9-3. And the 1-1, that's a strike again. That one caught the inside corner. Ball 1 and strike 2 on him. This is his 18th start in his career. And the 1-2, bouncer hit foul at home plate. Wolf and the Brewers got a win against Arizona back on May the 8th at Chase Field. The Brewers won that one big time, 17-3. Ball 1, strike 2 with 1 out. Now the windup. Here it is. Low and inside. 90 miles an hour on that one. Could see Randy try to put a little extra on that fastball. Crowd today should be in that 30. Yeah. 28, 30. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Here is Augie Ojeda, the second baseman. Eight strikeouts for Randy Wolf, and he deals a strike on Ojeda. Activity in the Brewers bullpen. I believe that's Cameron Lowe up out there. And the pitch. Ojeda pops it foul right down below us. 2 strikes on Ojeda. Let's see if Randy Wolf can put him away here. 2 strikes, 2 outs. He's winding, and here it is. Swinging a liner foul to the second deck. Ojeda is a switch hitter up there right-handed against the left-handed offerings of Randy Wolf. He'll draw it back and deliver. Ojeda bounces to McGee. He has it. Inning over. 1, 2, 3 works Randy Wolf. At the end of 5 1/2 with Brewers Radio, presented by Kohl's. It is 7-4 Brewers. Carrasco is the new pitcher for Arizona. Former Pirate right-hander. George Kotaras will lead things off. Joe Inglet, baseball's best pinch hitter. Into today's action will follow, and then Ricky Weeks. It's the home run inning. Our contestant today, Joe Toth from Murfreesboro, Wisconsin. Chance to win $100. The Brewers hit a home run this inning. And for being selected, Joe Toth or Toth. Kotaras a half swing and a foul. Qualifies to win a Dodge Challenger. To register for your chance to win, go to WisconsinLovesDodge.com. Brought to you by Ram Truck. Trends. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Trends continue to the big boys, don't they? A lot of trucks on the road. Trucks being sold. Trucks being made. And the pitch. It's too low. Matter of fact, Ram Heavy Duty is Motor Trend's 2010 Truck of the Year. 2 balls and a strike. Kotaras bangs down the left field side. Playable for Rusty Ryle, and George is retired. And batting for Randy Wolf, here is Joe Inglet. Inglet waiting, and the pitch to him. It is in there on a spinner, and it's 0-1. Carrasco winds again and delivers, and he's got another strike right back with a curveball. 2 strikes to nothing on the left-handed batting Joe Inglet. Appearing in his 75th game this year, swinging a jam job ground ball hit to second. Augie Ojeda has that and throws him out. Here comes Ricky. Weeks in the series is now 2 for 15. Been laboring a little bit against Arizona. Last time up, he hit a line drive, but it was caught by Chris Young in center. 7-4, Milwaukee leading. And Ricky took one down low and outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Seven apiece in the hit column. Ricky, a bouncer to the hole. Tough play for Drew. He bobbles momentarily, and Ricky's going to have a base hit. Yeah. Did he say error or base hit? E6? Okay. That could have went either way. Drew would have had a tough time throwing him out. The play would have been from the hole. But it has been scored as an error, and good call. Ricky aboard. Here's Corey Hart. He's 2 out of 3 today with 2 runs scored. Carrasco is set. Here it is. Corey came up empty. Had a big cut and missed a fastball at 89 miles per hour. 1 strike with 2 outs. Carrasco. A check of Ricky. He draws a throw over there, and he's back in time. Sixth inning, Brewers up by 3. Trying to salvage the final game in this series and the final meeting between these two clubs this year. Again, he goes to first. A little extra heat on that one. Still late, though, for Ricky Weeks. Now the right-hander is ready again. A check of Weeks. He's holding, and Corey Hart took one outside. 1 ball and 1 strike on the Brewers right fielder. Tomorrow night we greet you from the Mile High City. Big series against Colorado. In tight on the corner, a strike, 1 and 2. Tough trip coming up for the Crew. Colorado and St. Louis. Cardinals now rule the top in the Central. Game up on the Reds, 12 on Milwaukee. And the pitch. That one's too high, and it's 2 and 2. Deuces across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Carrasco, a check of Ricky. And the pitch. That drops low, and it's full. Traveling time for Weeks. Off and running on the next pitch. Ball 3 and strike 2. Got a post-game show for you today. All the other scores around baseball and tonight's schedule. Ricky draws a throw and he's back. Three and 2, full count. Corey waiting, and Carrasco checks Ricky Weeks. Delivers. Bouncer foul near the on-deck circle. Still a full count on Corey Hart. The Brewers hit Arizona with 3 in the first inning today. 3 more in the second. And the pitch. Struck him out swinging. Chased a high fastball. Brewers get nothing. No hits, an error, and 1 left. And after 6 complete with Brewers Radio presented by Kohl's. The 7th inning is on. It is 7-4 Milwaukee, and a pitching change for the Crew. And stepping in to tell you all about that, once again, here's Corey.
And it's right-hander Cameron Lowe on Uke for the 33rd time. We last saw Cameron work last night with a scoreless inning. And he will see Upton, LaRoche, and Reynolds. Batters 3, 4, and 5 for Arizona here in the 7th. The Brewers on top by 3, 7-4 Crew. Brewers jumped on Rodrigo Lopez right away this afternoon, scoring 3 times with 2 outs in the first inning. And here is Upton, bats from the right side. Low rocks and fires, and the first pitch is up and in, ball 1. McGee and Counsell. A couple of RBI singles in that first inning. Then the Brewers got 3 more in the second, and again 3 runs with 2 outs. 1-0 is a strike. Again it was McGee, and again it was Counsell. And it was a 6-0 lead through 2. Same score until Arizona got 4 of Randy Wolf in the 4th inning. Now the 1-1 breaking ball swung on, lifted foul, first base side, twisting on a play, and it's 1-2. Rusty Ryle had an RBI single to left. Then Stephen Drew belted a 3-run homer to right, and that brought the Diamondbacks within 2, 6-4 at that point. And so the Brewers answered back in the 5th on a Casey McGee home run. And the 1-2, Upton strikes out swinging. There's that power sinker at 90 miles per hour. As Upton is gone, first strikeout for Lowe. And here's LaRoche. Casey is due up 3rd in the bottom half of this 7th inning. Casey McGee is 8 for his last 8. Hitting back to his 9th inning double back on Tuesday night. 4 for 4 yesterday. And 3 for 3 today. Low to LaRoche, and the pitch, a bender that misses outside, ball 1. That Mikey Vassallo and John Steinmiller, Ken Spindler all working right now to see where that stands. And with Casey McGee's 8 consecutive hits. And the 1-0 swung out and missed. And it's 1-1. Not exactly sure what the franchise record is for most consecutive hits by a Brewers batter, but those guys are looking it up as we speak. From the windup, Low ready, and the 1-1 is low and away, 2-1. LaRoche is 1 for 3. He has singled. The run scored. He's also flied out twice. Sitting on 19 home runs and 74 driven in. Katara sets up outside, and the 2-1 swung out and missed. Again, that sinker, 2-2. Now, most of the playing field is covered in shade. Still some sunshine, though, out in left and in center. Now the 2-2. LaRoche is gone. He strikes out, quickly 2 down in the Arizona 7th. And LaRoche having some words with Angel Campos. LaRoche is still around home plate. And now Campos is back from behind the plate, and now Kirk Gibson is going out to visit with the home plate umpire. Not exactly sure what this is about. Wondering if LaRoche made contact and then the ball hit the dirt after the bat of LaRoche. Looking at the replay, the ball definitely hit the dirt, but I don't think LaRoche ever made contact. That was certainly never called by Campos behind the plate. He is gone 2 down. Here's Reynolds. A breaking ball lifted to left. Braun going back. Warning track with room. Braun eyes it and puts it away. Inning over. Cameron Lowe with a sharp 1-2-3-7. Brewers Radio presented by Kohl's. We stretch at Miller Park with the score. Brewers 7, Diamondbacks 4. Ryan Braun, Prince fielder Casey McGee here in the home seventh. DJ Carrasco back to work, and he deals a fastball strike, and it's 0-1 to Braun. With Bob Uecker and Ken Sommerfeld, Corey Probus, we thank you for joining us once again on this hot, sunny summer Thursday here in Milwaukee. And the 0-1 breaking ball pulled up along third and foul. And it's 0-2. Take a look at our U.S. Cellular text the booth, text the ball game coming up in this half inning. But first, this reminder to never text while driving, especially in work zones. This reminder from the Wisconsin Department of Transportation and AAA Wisconsin. And the 0-2, Braun bangs foul to right, slicing out of play. Carrasco to Braun again, the 0-2, another foul off to our right. Got a text question here from area code 414 right here in Milwaukee. This fan is actually texting us from Iowa. He's going to see the Rattlers play tonight. The 0-2, bouncing ball pulled foul again right between the third base line and Brad Fisher. And this fan is asking about any future players that we should keep an eye on while watching the Rattlers play in Quad Cities later on. And the 0-2, Carrasco really dropped down there, kind of submarine that one in, but missed inside ball one. We just talked with Zach Manassian, the coordinator of pro scouting, spends a lot of time watching some of the minor league players and teams throughout his summer. Spoke with Zach yesterday. And the 1-2, another foul off to the right. And one player in particular that Zach mentioned was Jake Odorizzi. And Jake is a right-handed pitcher throwing for the Rattlers, and Jake has had a good year, 6-3 and 17 starts. And the 1-2 breaking ball got him looking. Braun knew it. Right on the inside corner. It's a strikeout for Carrasco. Braun is gone. Bases empty, one down. Here's Prince. Brewers on top, 7-4. Yeah, but Odorizzi is one to watch. He's no longer playing A ball, but Willie Peralta is a right-handed pitcher. Peralta spent most of his time with Brevard County this year, but I think he's now in Huntsville. I believe he started last night. But those were two pitchers in particular that Zach mentioned more than once when we caught up yesterday. And the 1-0 fielder takes inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Prince has been on twice. He's scored 2 runs. He's walked twice. He's also popped out. Sitting on 25 home runs. Brewers lead by 3 in the 7th, and the 2-0 fielder takes a strike. 2-seamer right there from Carrasco at 90 miles per hour. Matt Gamble's been on a tear lately, though, now with Nashville. And the 2-1 way outside ball 3. Gamble spending a lot of time now at first base and in right field. Don Money's Nashville Sounds. September call-ups are right around the corner. The 3-1, he walked him. Prince walks for the 3rd time this afternoon. Fielder began the day leading the National League in walks, and he adds 3 more to that total here this afternoon. And now Casey, 8 for his last 8. Casey 3 for 3 today. He's a triple shy of the cycle. He's singled, doubled, and homered. As fielder leads, McGee ropes one foul on the first base side. Wouldn't it be something? Brewers had a cycle earlier this year. It was against Arizona. There's that weekend series at Chase Field back in early May. Jody Garrett on that Saturday night hit for the cycle. And here today, the Brewers are playing Arizona again. And again, have a chance to have a player hit for the cycle. The 0-1, McGee lines one to right near the line. Upton can't get it, base hit. Make it 9 for 9. McGee singles again. Opposite field knock to right. Keep on hitting McGee. Fielder down to second, still one out. And the batter is Craig Counsell. The 9 straight hits is a franchise record. The previous record was 8, and that was held by 6 different Brewer batters. Here's Counsell. He takes high ball one. Most recently, Ryan Braun at a stretch where he hit safely 8 consecutive at bats. But McGee sets the new standard with 9 consecutive hits. I'll give you the full list here in a moment. 1-0 to Counsell, line to right, shallow, upped it in, still coming. He'll make the catch right above the bill of his cap for out number 2. Here's the list of players that hit safely 8 consecutive at bats. Carlos Lee, Ryan Braun, Tyler Houston, Mark Loretta, Fernando Vina, and Paul Molitor. These guys all hit safely 8 consecutive times, but McGee sets the new franchise record. He's 9 for his last 9. 2 on, 2 down. Here is Kane. He takes up an in ball 1. Now, I might go out on a limb right now, but I'm going to say that Casey McGee has a good chance to be our Chevrolet star of the game. I don't know. Still have some innings left in this one today. 7-4 Brewers here in the 7th. 2 on. The 1-0 to Kane. Hit foul off to our right. That'll reach the Lowe's level seats. McGee also ties a career best with a 4-hit game. He did that yesterday. One ball, 1 strike to Kane. Carrasco from the stretch. And delivers down low, 2-1. Carrasco kind of has that old-fashioned look going, has the baseball stirrups showing. Not sure what color red that is, what shade of red that is. Maybe a burgundy, perhaps. He bends over the waist, dangles that right arm. Fielder at second, McGee at first, and the 2-1 to Kane. Bouncing ball towards the hole, diving stop. Reynolds will go to second and throws it away. Into right field, Prince will score. Brewers lead 8-4. Reynolds with a diving play wide of third. That ball was ticketed for left field, but then threw wide of second with Ojeda covering. The ball trickled away into right. Fielder is in. McGee to second, and the Brewers lead 8-4 here in the 7th. So fielder's choice for Kane. And perhaps a throwing error on Reynolds. Here's Gutierrez. He loops one foul back above the screen behind the plate. 0-1. A run is in. 2 outs. Dickerson on deck. He would hit for low if Gutierrez can reach. And the 0-1 is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Still waiting for Timmy O'Driscoll's scoring decision. One ball, 1 strike. 2 on, 2 away. And the pitch inside. Nice block by Hester. That breaking ball was dipping down and in. And he made the play. And it's 2-1. 8-4 Crew, 7th inning. The leg kick and the 2-1 way upstairs, ball 3. Rasco kind of overthrew that one. Diamondbacks have a right-hander up and throwing in their bullpen. And the 3-1 Qatar swings and pops it up. This is playable, shallow center. Young in. The shortstop Drew out, and Drew the call and the catch. And the inning is over. But the Brewers tack on a run on a hit. Leave 2. Brewers Radio presented by Kohl's after 7. Our new score. Brewers 8. Down. After 7, the Brewers lead by 4. Tacking on a Badger Mutual Insurance run in the home 7th. 8-4 Crew. The Brewers have made another pitching change here in the 8th. And back to identify him and set to take you home today. Once again, here's you.
All right, Corey, thank you. It is Zach Braddock to work the 8th inning against Arizona. He will face Rusty Ryle, Stephen Drew, and then the catcher, John Hester. We are waiting for a scoring change on that ball that was hit by Lorenzo Cain. We are getting the scoring now. They have changed it to a base hit and have charged Mark Reynolds with a throwing error. And no run batted in. That's a... Here's Braddock's first offering, and it's good for a strike. That's a pretty generous scoring play. If they get the force at second, the inning is kaput. But Lorenzo Cain will take it. But there is no run batted in. Strike 2 now from Zach Braddock on the inside corner. It was a tough chance for Reynolds, but he made the play, made a diving stab and picked it up. His throw to second was errant. And that's what allowed the run to score. That was Prince Fielder. So that was the error. 2 strikes and coming back. A little bit high that time. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Second error charged to Arizona in the game. Braddock is set to work, and here is the 1-2 offering. And it's low and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Big day for Casey McGee. Big series for him. The pitch. Off the outside, he missed. 3-2. 9 consecutive hits. 12 is the record. That's a lot of base hits in a row, isn't it, folks? 12 in a month was good for me. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. And he walked him after getting out in front. 0-2. Here is Stephen Drew, the shortstop. Pinky Higgins. I remember him, 1938 Boston Red Sox. Later went on to manage. And Walt Dropo. Walt Dropo would be the guy that I would not have picked if you had a group of people and say, here, pick one of these guys or 2 of these guys who you think had 9 in a row or 10 in a row or 12 in a row, whatever. Walt Dropo was a big slugger. 52 Detroit Tigers, he had 12 in a row. Well, that's a lot of base hits. 1 ball and no strikes now on Stephen Drew. 8-4, the Brewers have the lead. They lead the hit column 9-7. Braddock is ready, and here he comes. That's in there, and it's even.
I wonder how close Ichiro has come to that.
We ought to check that out. Now, there's a guy you'd pick, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. He's led the American League in hits now, what, 9 straight years?
Yeah.
8 straight years?
1 ball and 1 strike. I was looking at him the other day, and it's really odd. Braddock deals 1-1, and he missed high, and it's 2 balls and a strike. When you look among the leaders in baseball, hitting, offense, you got to figure Ichiro is there, always. He's only batting .310. That's a heck of a year, but it's .310. That's a bad year for Ichiro. Swinging a fly ball into left center. Drifting back is Craig Counsell in shallow left center field to make the catch. Drew is gone. And here's the catcher, John Hester. The leader is Josh Hamilton of Texas, 357. That's normally an Ichiro plateau. In the 350s, 360s. But he's batting only .310. That's a heck of a year. But not for Ichiro. 1 man out, a runner aboard, and Hester is in there. Here comes Braddock, and he's inside ball 1 about letter high. Miguel Cabrera at .339. Adrian Beltre at .335. He was leading for a while. Beltre. Robinson Cano having a big year for the Yankees. 1 ball and no strikes. Braddock deals. Hester took a strike right down Wisconsin Avenue, and it's even now at 1-1.
Who do you like right now, AL MVP? Who would you say is the front runner right now?
Well, I'll tell you what. Josh Hamilton's having a heck of a year for Texas. And I don't know where the Rangers would be without Josh Hamilton. Paul Konerko's been big for the White Sox. You know, it's always got to be somebody who's with a contender. Somebody that's leading. Beltre's had a heck of a year. And he's had a pretty decent year at third base, too. Outside, he missed 3 balls and a strike.
I wonder if Cabrera has a chance, because his numbers are deserving, but the fact that, you know, the Tigers are scuffling.
Oh, they're bad. They're having a tough time. I tell you what, if you go back All-Star game and prior to, I think a lot of people were talking about Miguel Cabrera. Here's the pitch. Inside, and he walked him. 2 around now. Getting in trouble. 2 walks. And we have a pinch hitter now. Gerardo Parra is the pinch hitter. And Rick Peterson is heading out there to talk things over with Braddock. But yeah, Miguel Cabrera is, I mean, he's always there. Whether it be in the American League or over the National League, where he started with the Florida Marlins. That guy, and you know what about I mean, the thing about Cabrera, too, the first time I saw, he's a big dude. He's really big. But when they took him out of the outfield and stuck him at third base, he was pretty good. He was real good. He's playing first base for Detroit. But he's pretty agile. He's got tremendous power. And he hits for average. And he's among the leaders in just about every category. But I just, that guy down in Texas, Josh Hamilton, who's leading the league in hitting, he's among the leaders in home runs, in runs batted in. It's going to be interesting to see who they pick and who, as we wind down. I mean, this whole scenario could change in the next month and a half. The one strike offering is too high and off the outside, and it's even now at 1-1, and there's activity in the Brewers bullpen. Jose Bautista leads all of baseball in home runs with 35. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swinging a pop fly, twisting foul, and out of play. Cabrera with 93 runs batted in. Hamilton is the hits leader by far. He's leading by 7 over Ichiro. And, of course, that could change, too. That guy could jump in there and wind up the leader again. Mark Teixeira and runs scored with 83. Hey, you know, Derek Jeter's having a heck of a year for the Yankees, too. Just went past Babe Ruth a couple of days ago. In hits, low and inside, 2-2. Ball 2 and strike 2. The stretch. Here comes Braddock. And he missed outside, and he's taking him full now. Working himself into a jam here. He's walked 2. He's 3-2 on Parra. He's a left-handed batter, too. This guy's a tough out. And the pitch to him. Check swing, and he walked another. And the Diamondbacks have the bases loaded now. And that is going to be all for Zach Braddock. So he starts the 8th with a walk to Ryle. Got Drew on a pop-up, then walks Hester and now Parra. And we are going to get another pitching change with the top of the order coming up for Arizona. Chris Young is going to be the batter. And the U.S. Cellular call to the bullpen has been made. U.S. Cellular is the U.S. Cellular, the exclusive wireless provider for the Brewers. Zach Braddock bases are loaded with Diamondbacks. And John Axford is on now to try and stop Arizona, and Chris Young is stepping in. Young 2 out of 4 today, a double, a single, and a couple of strikeouts. Kotara sets down the sign. Here's the pitch. It's too high, and it's ball 1. The Brewers trying to avoid a sweep. Arizona has never swept the Crew. Tell you, this guy can turn it around in a hurry. See what he does here. Swinging a pop-up into shallow left. Braun coming on, and look out, look out. Counsell's there, look out. Counsell makes the catch and throws a strike to Kotaras. And runners have to hold. Boy, you could see that coming. And hoping they didn't collide and the ball pop away from Counsell. Should have been Braun's ball. All right, 2 outs. And Kelly Johnson is coming on to pitch bat for Augie Ojeda. Yeah, the play like that, it's always easier for the outfielder coming in than the infielder going back. Counsell's throw was good, but it's easier for the outfielder. He's coming on to make the throw and get more on the throw, but turned out all right. And here's Johnson. Axford trying to end it. Kelly Johnson with 17 home runs takes way high, and it's ball 1. Johnson batting .282 with 17 home runs and 62 runs batted in. Left-handed batter right up on home plate. Here's the pitch by Axford, a big swing and a miss. You know what? Case like this and a hitter like Kelly Johnson, I mean, you're sitting dead red fastball. You're going. I don't care where it is. Waist high, belt high, letter high. If you get one and you think you can handle it, you're jumping on it. That's what he did. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitch. It's too high and off the outside corner. 2 balls on a strike. Trying to salvage the finale here. Axford ready and delivers. Smash foul up along first. Ball 2 and strike 2 on him. Following today's game, Arizona heads to Washington for a weekend series against the Nationals. Axford 2-2 pitch. Low and inside, and he's taking it full. Three and 2 on Kelly Johnson. Brewers right-hander working from the stretch. He's ready, and here it is. A swing and a pop fly foul. And not a play. Before he tries again, 10 for identification. This is the Brewers Radio Network. Back with you once again, Bob, Corey, and Chet. 8th inning, bases loaded, 2 outs. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Hey! Struck him out swinging. And the inning is over. Axford with a 94-mile-per-hour fastball ends the inning. The Diamondbacks have brought on Blaine Boyer, a right-hander, to work the 8th inning. We are going to have a pinch batter for the Crew. Chris Dickerson will lead things off. Dickerson in there. Here's the pitch to him, and it's a ball outside. Now let's see, Dickerson in center as part of that double switch by Kenny Maka. Weeks is next, then Corey Hart. And the pitch. Big swing and a bouncer. Back up the middle. There's a backhanded play by Kelly Johnson, and he throws him out. Nicely done. Johnson stayed in the game. Following his strikeout as a pinch hitter, here's Ricky Weeks. He has reached once today. That was on an error in the 6th inning. Ricky in the series is 2 for 16. Average has dipped to 267. Sitting on 23 home runs with 71 runs batted in. And the pitch is hit foul for a strike. Nothing in one on Weeks. Tomorrow night we greet you from Denver, Colorado. Blaine Boyer deals. Look out, Rick, off the inside. He missed. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gallardo against Jorge De La Rosa. One ball and 1 strike. Here it is. Ricky fights it off and fouled it back. Ball 1 and strike 2. 95-mile-per-hour fastball. Second time this guy's pitched in the series. He throws hard. Tell you what, the pitching that the Brewers have seen from Arizona has been pretty good. Some hard throwers. The 1-2 delivery, and Ricky drives it to the right field corner, but it's going to wind up in the seats, foul and out of play. Ball 1, strike 2. Carrasco's a pretty good thrower. Sam Demmel. Barry Enright pitched a heck of a game. And the 1-2 delivery. Too high on Ricky with a bender, and it's 2-2 now. Ian Kennedy. Two balls, 2 strikes. He's working from the stretch and delivers. Ricky, a slowly hit ground ball to third. Tough play for Reynolds on an off-balance throw. He threw it away. Ricky going to second, and he's going to be in there. Whoa, he went in standing, and they almost got him. Reynolds made a barehanded pickup on that ball and then threw it past LaRoche. That will be another error charged to Arizona. That's their 3rd today. And here's Corey Hart. And the pitch from Boyer is a strike on an high curveball. They have scored Ricky Weeks. An infield single and an error charged to Reynolds. The 0-1 delivery, and it's a swing and a miss by Corey. 0-2. Big sweeping curveball that time. Well, summertime's a great time to pack up the kids, pack up the trailer, pack up the station wagon, pack up whatever you got, and head out to your favorite park or campground. A lot of fun places to go with the family. 2 strikes and nothing. Corey waiting. And the pitch to him, low and away, and saved by Hester. The one thing you don't want to forget, the Usinger's sausage. You got to have the sausage. You can forget your clothes and forget the car and forget the gas and everything else. Don't forget the Usingers. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Get your fire going. Cook them up, eat them up. Here's the 1-2 pitch. In tight. That one almost nicked him. 2-2. Take along your favorite condiments: mustard, ketchup, kraut. Weekend's coming up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Some great weather. And the pitch. Strike 3 looking, and he knew it. That was a nasty curveball. And with 2 down, here comes Ryan Braun. He's due. He's due. He's 0 for 4 today with a couple of strikeouts. Stick a base hit in there, Bronny. Pick up an RBI. Ricky Weeks out at second. Blaine Boyer is set to work. And the pitch. Check swing and a strike, knee high on the inside corner. 0-1. I don't think Braun is still 100%. Sprained wrist he had a couple of days ago and missed a few games. Got it heavily taped. 1 strike, 2 outs. And the pitch. Swinging a bouncer, first base side, gobbled up by LaRoche. Yeah, he just doesn't look like he's swinging right yet. 3 unassisted if you go along with us. No runs, a hit, an error, 1 left. To the 9th we go. Brewers Radio presented by Kohl's. Arizona sends Justin Upton to lead things off here in the 9th, followed by Adam LaRoche and then Mark Reynolds against John Axford. Mike McClendon, who just joined the club today, is up and throwing in the Brewers bullpen. Brought him from AAA Nashville. The Troy Hawkins placed on the DL today. Shoulder weakness. And here we go in the Arizona ninth. Upton waits, and the pitch is good for a strike on the outside corner. Axford today in his 34th game. 16 saves for him. 6-1 in the one-loss column, and delivers too low, and it's even at a ball and a strike. Outfield slightly to right for Upton. Nothing out of 2 today. Here's the pitch to him, and it's low and outside. 2 balls and a strike. He has walked twice, lined the center, and struck out. 2 balls and a strike. The right-hander ready and delivers. Big swing and a miss. Alley cranked that one up to 97. Two and two on Justin Upton. And the pitch. That's too high. Full up now. 3-2. Adam LaRoche is next. They ever give the attendance, Kent? Oh, there it is. 3-2 pitch. Big swing and a foul. 34,808. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Struck him out swinging, and there's one away. May have heard Mike Bassano in the background. Specifically, naming yours truly. I was asking Kent for the attendance. Evidently, Mike Bassano, who starred in the movie The Shining. Here's Adam LaRoche. One ball and no strikes. Hard not to find Mikey. Slick back hair. 1 ball and no strikes. Here comes John Axford, and that one's good for a strike. Knee high on LaRoche. Gallardo against Jorge De La Rosa tomorrow. Axford's 1-1. Too high and off the outside. 2 balls and a strike. Nice crowd here again today. Smoking hot afternoon. Great baseball day. You walk out of here and you haven't been sweating. You haven't enjoyed yourself. Swing and a miss by LaRoche. 2-2 now. Hey, come to a ballpark on a day like today. Got to sweat. A couple of hot dogs. A couple of libations. Whatever your favorite beverage is. Soak up some sun. Swinging a foul back. Still 2-2. A lot of people aren't able to get out of their seat. They're stuck to it. A lot of them don't want to move because they're sunburned. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Axford a little extra time. Now Big John's all set to work. LaRoche. Here it is. Check swing. He held, I believe. Yep. LaRoche today is 1 for 4. He had a base hit in that 4-run fourth and scored a run. Ball 3 and strike 2. Here's the pitch. He just walked LaRoche. And it's going to bring up Mark Reynolds. Reynolds today is 1 for 4. He had a double and scored a run in the 4th inning. 3 out of 14 in the series, including a home run. Arizona trying to come back, down by 4. All right, Reynolds is in there. Axford a check of LaRoche and the pitch. That is a strike on the outside corner. Adam LaRoche not going anywhere. Held by fielder, but he's only off the bag by about 3 steps. Outfield always for Reynolds, plays deep. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Look out, almost hit him with a curveball that hung inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Reynolds pumping that bat, now waits. Here it is, and he missed high, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Friends fielder now to the mound for a couple of words with John Axford. Got a 4-run lead, throw it right in there. Struck out Upton, walked LaRoche, now his 2-1 pitch. 3 balls and a strike, he missed again. Reynolds stepping out for a moment. Sitting 3-1, here's the pitch to him. He just walked Reynolds. Now Rusty Ryle and Rick Peterson heading out there to talk things over with John Axford. Wasn't close on those last couple of pitches with Reynolds. Missing upstairs with LaRoche. One man out. Rick Peterson with a quick trip to the mound. Try and settle John Axford down. Axford's first 10 times out. He was lights out. He labored a couple of times, but for the most part, boy, he was right on and, I mean, really did the job. Last couple of times out, Johnny's been a little wild. And the pitch. Way high, and it's ball 1 on Rusty Ryle. Nothing doing in the Brewers bullpen. It's up to Axford now to try and end this thing. A strikeout, 2 walks. And his 1-0 pitch to Ryle. 2-0, upstairs again. Everything has been upstairs. Two balls, no strikes. From second, it's LaRoche. From first, it's Mark Reynolds. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Way high and inside. 3 balls and a strike. And there is activity now in the Brewers' pen. Trevor Hoffman is getting up. 3-0 delivery, high again. He walked him, and the bases are loaded. Wow. And here comes Stephen Drew, who hit a 3-run home run back in the fourth. Axford wasn't close on any of those pitches with Ryle. Now he's got the left-handed batting Stephen Drew. And Hoffman getting ready in a hurry out there. John Hester has been called back to the dugout by Kirk Gibson. Here's the pitch. Curve drops in for a strike. 34,808. Pulling for Axford to end this thing. 1 strike, 1 out. Bases are loaded. The tying run is at the plate. Here's the pitch. Strike 2 on the outside corner. Miguel Montero, who has been red hot, is the on-deck hitter for Arizona. 2 strikes and nothing. Here's the pitch. Swinging a double play ball. Ricky's got it. Second one. Council. Yes! For the double play. And this one is over. Axford finally gets out of it with a 4-6-3 double play ball that ate Ricky up. Down to his knees to pick that one. It was hit hard. And they turn it. Another Charter Communications double play ball ends this game, and the Brewers salvage the finale. The final, Brewers 8, Diamondbacks 4. Back with the totals and summaries after this on the Brewers Radio Network.